Okay. How's the audio sound for my mic now? How's the audio sound now? Mic is perfect. What about the game? Okay. Well, the OBS was set to default, so I don't know what it was actually picking up. Of course it is. Of course it is. Let's put my game back to normal decibels. Okay. How's that? Is the game still too loud? How about there for settings for my game audio? Yeah. You should try it when I turned it up in my headphones for myself. Alright, well, it doesn't help. Some of the notes that are being played in the song are kind of higher on the octave range. Okay. Yeah, I've almost got the game beat. Oh crap, now they're making a copy of me. Well, it's pretty clear that my dog can wreck shop up against myself. And clearly my dog is stronger. Yeah. God. Boop. Yeah, I don't know what leveling up Energized does, but hopefully it makes it so that I can do more. It lasts longer. This is like the boss from the first area of the game. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm just dealing with anxiety and my normal crap. Ooh, crud, I didn't even notice that. This dude is tearing me apart. Well, that guy's dead. Ew, ouch. Yeah, I was sick like, about a week and a half ago, I was sick. I don't know what was wrong with me, just my stomach was like, yeah, nope, I don't want to deal with this. Oh yeah, I took off the... Oh no, he killed my dog. That's only the second time this whole playthrough that my dog has died. Trying to, but he keeps just rapidly firing. Oh, holy crap. Be nice if my dog would shoot him. Oh, my dog's almost dead again. There's too much going on the screen. The game can't process it all. No, actually that slot on top of its back, it's like a toaster. And your dog is way overpowered in this area. I ain't letting you get that shot off again. Come on, dog. He's right there in front of you. Shoot him! And now he's dead. I think that's it. Yeah, I think I just beat the game. Oh yeah, I had a drink. Yep, and now Carltron is mad. You're going to pay for this, filthy human. How did you get in there? Not so fast, metalhead. No! Losing power. Energize has worn off. Energize has worn off. No, that's not him saying that, that's my spell. Carlton has left the building, but looks like his insidious villain days are over. So, Professor, what's gonna happen to Evermore now? That's a good question. I'm not sure. It was Carlton's influence that created the evil elements on Evermore. Now that he's unplugged, I would suspect those elements should be going away. You can take a look for yourself. I'll virtually put you into the scene with my Projectomatic Zaptron Simulator. Let's see here. Twist this knob. Pull this lever. Yes, that should do it. Oh no, I killed him! Now you're basically walking around and you're seeing that all of the evil enemies that you kill throughout the game are being destroyed. In other words, those things weren't supposed to be there. It makes me wonder about the Vipers. What's really interesting is I just noticed is your dog is still the dog from the Omnitopia, because your dog changes depending on which area you're currently exploring. And Gomi's Tower. I think the earth just shook. Whoa, looks like the big battle scene in Monster Quake down there. Yeah, this kid's a movie nut. Yes, I believe that Evermore is on a collision course for destruction. With Carlton's influence gone, the balance of the world is completely offset. Yeah, the only way to reverse the problem is to remove our own influence on this world. Well, this actually, I think, came out before Final Fantasy VI. We have to leave now and take our friends with us. It's very similar to, like, Secret of Mana, where Evermore will be Nevermore forevermore. Nevermore. I still can't move. Oh, this is not good. Meanwhile, we're just standing here twiddling our thumbs while you're walking back and forth. Things are getting much worse. It's not surprising. Like, I mean, these were all made by Square. They were all made by Square, so they took some ideas from the game in terms of graphical design choice and put them in other games. You've got to find Elizabeth, Horace, and Camellia and bring them here. Then, we'll return to Podunk together. Heck, you actually run into Cecil from Final Fantasy IV. It's the only hope for Evermore and for us. We'll do it. What do you suppose our chances are? Let's see, integrate this function, differentiate that result. Getting more ominous the longer I take to solve this. Take the eigenvector here, invert it, carry the 3. Your chances for success are roughly... Zip. Yes, you run into Cecil in this game. But you've got to give it a try. Let's go, buddy. We've got to get our friends. Yeah, Cecil's a shopkeep in this game, selling like stuff from his old adventures. He sells you like some of the best armor you can get at the time. Oh, a year after FF6? I thought this came out around the same time. I don't know what's happening. If these quakes get worse, the village is doomed. The quakes have never been this bad. I fear you may be right. They were probably being worked on at the same time. Elizabeth, you've got to come with us. Evermore is coming apart and we're the cause. Strongheart, I must leave, but I'd like to thank you and the whole village. You've all been so kind to me. These ground shakes are getting worse, and I'm afraid that's because of me. Fire Eyes, Elizabeth, don't talk like this. The ground has shaken before. It's not your fault. I'm afraid it is, dear friend, and things will only get worse if I stay. Elizabeth, are you ready to go? Yes, in just a moment. Strongheart, I don't think it would be so hard. Bear in mind, she's a little kid who's been here for 30 years. That's the first time I actually have ever in that town with my weapon in my hand. Yep, we picked up Elizabeth. Next stop. Up to Nobilia. Meanwhile, Elizabeth waits in the ship. Looks like I left my dog on the ship that time too. I believe these quakes are getting worse. I think you are right, my friend. People haven't started to panic yet, but if things don't improve, there'll soon be chaos. Chaos, I say. Oh yes, I love this game. It is a great game. Horace, have you ever played Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo, or even the remake they made on PS4? Sounds loud. Take your time. What is now? Evermore is coming apart. We've got to leave. Leave? We should stay and help these people. But we're the problem. We don't belong here anymore. The longer we stay, the worse it will get. Horace, if the boy is right, you should leave immediately. Don't worry, I can take care of things here. I know you can, my friend. You're a good man, Madronius. As are you, Horace Highwater. It has been an honor knowing you. Yeah, this is a pretty... I like this action RPG game. Like I said, it takes a lot of the ideas that... Pretty much, it's like a cleaner version of Secret of Mana, except it's more Americanized with more American references and all that kind of stuff. They basically took the Yeah, Square just basically took all the stuff from Secret of Mana and yeah. Oh yeah, I don't think I've actually completed Secret of Mana either. I've gotten pretty far though. That'd be the king. You heard the boy. You can have the castle. Wow. She didn't take much convincing. Everybody else, you had to explain it. She's just like, later. Yeah, you get to actually explore around. Oh yeah. Yeah. This was one of like my favorite games to play as a kid, and there's so much to do. Like, I'm not even close to maxing my level out on this game. Like, I don't even know what the max is. This is the highest level I've ever actually gotten in this game is during this playthrough. Normally I beat it around 37 or 38. Oh yeah. I love Chrono Trigger. That's also why I love playing the Chrono Trigger randomizers. Because I know that game inside and out. Like, I could literally sit and write a strategy guide for that game without having to reference it once. That's how how well I know it. But yeah, that's why I like to play the randomizer of it, because it gives me a new challenge on the game. It lets me play the game that I love, and I get to experience a different game every time I play it. Okay, one thing I don't get is, why did I not get out of the ship with the others when I kind of parked? Let's go, buddy. Come on. Forget about the cat. We've got to go back to Podunk. Yeah, I love Chrono Trigger. I love Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore. Yeah, I've played Dragon Warrior 1. Actually, if you ever seen the Twitch channel You Can Beat Video Games, he does an entire walkthrough of Dragon Quest 1, Dragon Warrior 1. Like, he's actually got a lot of games he's done that I've actually enjoyed sitting and watching through. Good old Podunk, nothing strange here. I wonder if that adventure was just a product of our overly active imaginations. Wow. The Secret of Evermore. I think we've got our answer. Well, we're safe and we're home, friends. That was a close call. Compared to Final Fantasy 1? Yes. Now a new adventure begins in this real world. It's not 1965 anymore, you know. I know that it was time to go, but I'm going to miss my village. And I will miss my kingdom. I wonder what will become of Evermore. Technically, as long as they have the technology, they can just pop in every so often for a visit if they wanted to. But yeah, compared to, like, most of the Dragon Quest series and, like, most of the Final Fantasy games, it's comparatively short. Like, I'm trying to remember how long the video for the Dragon Warrior 1 game was, since he actually used the original Dragon Warrior cartridge to capture all of his footage. But, I think, like, it was a 2-hour video of the walkthrough. Yep. With Elizabeth gone, Strongheart takes over as leader of the prehistoric village. And without enemies out there, they can actually go out and explore outside the village. I guess they gave up on trying to rebuild the dog statue. Mm, for the first Dragon Quest? Yeah, because you're probably gonna have to do a bit of grinding, most likely. In terms of story, like the story overall, if you cut out the time that you spend like grinding or anything like that, probably more like 6 hours. But as long as you know where to go, you can cut it down even more. Those are the evil robot twins. Yeah. And I believe that is the end of the game. Squaresoft presents. Yep, that's the end of the game. Ooh, excuse me. Trying to think. Well, I mean, yep. I suppose I could actually. Oh wow. It actually put my original weapon that you start off the game with back on. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely the highest level I've ever actually made it to in this game. Yeah, but one of the neatest aspects of this is your dog. He's basically a powerhouse, as you can see from him shooting everything. I mean, just compare the stats. My attack's 141. His attack's almost double mine. And his defense is off the charts compared to mine, too. The only thing I ever have him beat, magic defense. That's the only thing I ever have him beat on. And the only reason I have him beat on health right now is because I'm a level higher than him. Because there comes a point in the game where you actually are, like, separated for a little while. And you gotta play as the boy without the dog. Wait, why are these locked again? Nothing! Are you kidding me? I actually have to clean out this place again? Oh yeah, the fighting can be pretty dang fun. Oh, no way. They actually got everything closed back off again? I have to redo all of this? Come on, down the hatch. Thank you. Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, it sucks with those guys up there. I can't just, Haha, I got you. Yeah. This isn't exactly like a Mana series game, even though it pretty much has all of the same, like, gameplay elements of the Mana series, except a lot smoother. Because, like, the movement on Secret of Mana on the SNES was a lot, choppier compared to this game, where your characters move a lot smoother. Yeah, but like, you remember with Secret of Mana where you got the circles for your menus. Pretty much they use that same feature. Even like when you're flying around the overworld, when you unlock the ability to do that in Secret of Mana, it looks just like this. And like I said, it's really neat based on where you take your, where you head out. Like, see how my dog was a little robotic toaster there. I come here. And now we got a little skinny white dog. Still a badass, of course. Oh yeah. Plus, it actually has two different viewpoints when you're flying on that map. You can have the overlook like I had when I first took off. Yeah, it's going to ask me every time I get in here if my destination is Omnitopia, which right now, no, it's not. You see how like it does this when I first take off? You can keep it like that too. Like you can swap. So you actually have an overworld look of it while you're flying around. Or you have the behind the vehicle while you're flying around. And they're very detailed on the maps too, like you visit all of these areas, like this pyramid here, that little campsite right there. You go up here towards where the river gets ended. You come to this hall up here, you visit there. Like, you go to this big bug, that's a village you visit. You go to the volcano. When the volcano erupts, you wind up in this river right here. And you actually fall over this waterfall. And you wake up all the way down river right here. And you actually run across this entire desert to get to here. Which has a palace, a coliseum, a bazaar, and just a little public area which you get to visit. And then you go over here to Ebonkeep Ivor Tower area, and you got the town here that you get to visit. You got the giant chessboard, as well as the ravine underneath, including the bridge, which you actually crossed that bridge at one point. You don't really get to do anything much more down here in terms of the ravine, but this circle, you come out of this, which is a well, when you first arrive on this island. And you actually get to explore down here before you come to this area. As well as you even get to come up here and explore where this tower is. Right here, you get to explore these little areas too. Yep, in each area, depending on where you're at in the game, you have a different dog. Well, same dog, different look. Because as you see when I come in, the face on the dog changes. Now you big old brute. Yeah, I figured while I'm here, I might as well hop on a different weapon that I haven't leveled up yet. And this is actually like the very first area of the game. This is where you basically start. as well as you can actually skip the opening. Like, you can, when you start up the game, you can skip watching the opening sequence of the boy coming out of the theater and then his dog chasing a cat. But when you do that, you wind up skipping him arriving in Evermore. You skip his hop into the pod where he crashes it. And you just basically start with your dog and you with a bone in your hand. Like, when they give you the opportunity to skip, they basically let you skip to right when you get to start playing. Like, playing, not just, like that first little part where you get to play around with a bazooka, which, that's basically prologue. But yeah, when you start the game, you end up crash landing down here. Nope, wrong way. Oh yeah, it's pretty. They do some pretty good sounds in the areas too. Like, here's where you start the game. Like, if you skip and go right to start playing, this is where you end up coming out of, right here. Because this is where, yep, you hear animals, you hear mosquitoes, you hear bugs. Each area has its own theme of music. Each area has its own theme of time period. Like, this is prehistoric, as you see from, you know, you got people dressed in animal skins. They look prehistoric with bones and huts. And your dog reflects the area that you're in. He's like a prehistoric guy here. Nobilia probably has the most versatility of the area, or of the three areas on the land, not including the space station where you're a toaster dog. Your dog's a toaster thingy. But with Nobilia, you got two different types of areas that you deal with. And there is some crossover in certain aspects with each area. Sometimes you'll find enemies in two different areas, in two different game areas. Other times you'll find characters dressed like they don't belong in that time, like in that area at all. Pretty much. This is actually one of the very few characters who ends up, starts in one area and winds up in a different area. The music in these types of caves can be kind of a bit of a mind messer, because it seems like the music is stuck repeating itself, but that's actually intentional. Plus, if you actually notice, the original strum of each of the chords starts off like center if you've got headphones on, and then it shifts to one ear, and then it shifts to the second ear for each of the echoes. No. His default form you only get to see at the beginning and end of the game when he's not in Evermore. But his default form in here, like, he doesn't have a default form in Evermore. He has a form based on which area he's currently in at the time. Like, here in the Nobilia area, he's basically, he looks like the sacred dog that they talk about. This is one of the two villages in the Nobilia area, but this area is more of a pirate type area, where they're adventurers, they want treasure, and they're pirates, and so on and so forth. But then if you go to the north side of the desert, which I'm going to take my ship because it's a lot quicker. Then you get, like when you saw in the end credits when Horace was talking to that one Madronius guy, They look more like they're from ancient Greece, wearing their togas. And each of the 3 worlds down here is based off of the minds of the people from Podunk that came here. With Elizabeth, she loved prehistoric stuff, so she dreamed up a world of prehistoric times, which is why she was, up there in the village running that place in the prehistoric. Horace loves like the ancient Romans and the archaeology and that kind of stuff, so that's why he's got Nobilia with the Roman architecture, Greek architecture style, as well as, since he loves adventure and archaeology, that's where the pirates come in. As you see, these guys are more like Greek and Roman. And then with Camellia, she was more of into like medieval Europe and like with the big castles and that kind of time area. So when you go to Ivor Tower, Ebon Keep, you get... Oh, it is very unique. I don't think I've actually seen anything quite similar to this game since. Yeah. Come on. Wasn't close enough to the fire. But yeah, this game is very unique. Yep, you got Tinker Tinderbox here. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything like this at all either. Plus, your dog, not only is it like a great fighter, it has the ability to sniff, which it'll do automatically on its own based on your settings for its actions. Like with the action thing, you can have it set up to either, like, anywhere between searching and fighting. You can make it so it only searches, it will never attack. Or you can have it set up so it'll fight, so it rarely will ever search. Or you can have it set for balance. But your dog can sniff out alchemy ingredients on the ground. Yeah, as you see, like, this is more of a medieval, like, Europe with the castles. Similar to, like, where a lot of the Final Fantasy games tend to base their time period, is where her world tends to, like, fall into in category. And I think you know where I'm going with that, considering what I just brought up. Plus, the music here is pretty nice, too. Yeah, but this is Ebon Keep. More based off of medieval time. Wrong door. I need one more over. Look familiar? Yep, this is Cecil. Pretty much, yeah. And based on the fact that you got Cecil here, like, this is Cecil from Baron Castle. It would make you think that at least the world of Final Fantasy IV does fall into Evermore. Although, considering the fact that you get to fly around the world, I don't know where or how he managed to get here. Honestly, no idea how he managed to get here. But he did. Cecil is in the world of Evermore. Well, his hair is slicked back. Plus, he doesn't have his helmet on as it's sitting right next to him. But I gotta use the bathroom real quick. Alright, I'm back. I feel better. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Like, each area has its own culture, its own civilization, its own currency. As you can see, like, there's, like, on my status menu, I got my HP level experience than needed. And then below that shows, those are my 4 different currencies for this game. The prehistoric area has talons. The Nobilia area uses jewels, and then Ebon Keep Ivory Tower uses gold coins. Omnitopia uses credits. The reason I got everything in credits right now is because that was the last place I really was doing any spending. And you can only pick up the currency of that area in the area that it actually goes to. So, like, I couldn't go to prehistoric times and get any coins or credits. Plus, each of the currencies has a conversion rate compared to the others. Yeah. Well, compared to... Like, even, like, that's the nice thing, though, is my defense is actually higher than my dog's now. Because of the equipment that I have on. Although, I can, like... I'm curious about something. What is my defense without all of my gears on, equipment on? My natural defense is 48. Yeah. That's a lot of protection that your armor provides you. Big jump. Basically, you get 10 times the defense with what I have equipped. Yeah. But I think one of the neatest things, though, is with the currencies, that it has an exchange rate between different regions. So, like, when you first leave Prehistoria and you go to Nobilia, you can exchange all your talents for jewels. And it's 2 talents per every jewel. And then when you leave Nobilia to go to Ebon Keep Ivory Tower area, you can exchange all your jewels for coins, and it's 2 jewels gives you 1 coin. So basically at that point, 4 talons would give you 1 coin as well. And then when you get to Omnitopia and you want to transfer your gold coins to credits, they give you 8 credits for every gold coin. So basically, gold coins are worth the most, credits are worth the least, in terms of, like, value. 2 credits for 1 talon, 2 talons for 1 jewel, 2 jewels for 1 coin. And it is possible to, like, I don't know how long it would take, but I'm pretty sure I could probably max out my defense and my evade. But I can use spells, my alchemy spells. I wonder if I can use them right now. Yep. Like using my speed spell? Look what it did to my evade and my hit. Basically, almost maxed them right out. And you can also boost your defense because there's a spell for defense as well. And the more you use your alchemy spells, the stronger they get. It's similar with, like, on Secret of Mana, where in order for the girl and the sprite's magics to level up, you have to use them. But unlike Secret of Mana, where they were limited to based off of how many of the seeds you had unlocked, I guess, I think was the limit for how high a level each of the spells could get at the time. This one, there's no limit aside from what you have for ingredients available. Because in order to use alchemy spells, they require ingredients. And some ingredients are used between other spells. And, like, this is all the ingredients that are available in the game. Each type. The only one that I don't think is available for purchase is meteorites. I don't think that's available for purchase. I think everything else might be. I know Feather is, I know Mud Pepper is, Brimstone is, Atlas amulets are. I'm not sure on the gunpowder, the dry ice, though. I don't know if those are for sale or not. I know the meteorite isn't. I think those are the only 6 meteorites that are available in the game. And there's only one spell that can use meteorite, so you only get 6 uses of that one spell. And the more you use your alchemy spells, the more they level up. That's why, like on the right there, you see 6 and 29 for flash. Each time I've used flash, I've gained experience. And similar to like with dot hack, with the way you level up in that game, where like you get a set amount that you need to level up, but based off of how much experience you've already got will depend, or based off what level you are will depend on how much experience you get from the enemies. But in this case, it's the use only gives you so much experience based off of what level it's currently at. It's the same thing with when you work on leveling your weapons. It doesn't matter if you're in the first area fighting the weakest enemies, or in the last area fighting the strongest enemies. You get the same amount of experience when you kill an enemy for that weapon, and it only goes up to 3. And there's 12 weapons in the game to level up. There's 4 swords, 4 axes, and 4 spears. Spears are the best weapons in the game because you can throw them. They give you range. The swords are basically just... that's usually the first item you get for the area. Like when you first get to the game, you get a bone crusher to start. That can't even cut grass. It's got no cutting abilities at all, so you're limited on where you can explore. But then when you get to Nobilia, the first new weapon you get there is the Gladiator Sword, which pretty much is... it can cut grass. That's about it. And it's the same strength as the Horn Spear that you get from the last area. So pretty much it's kind of useless. But then you get to... each weapon has a use in terms of its area, especially the axes. The axes are probably the most important weapon for progress, because without the bronze axe you can't open up certain walls and stuff to be able to explore. Without the Night Basher you can't open up, again, certain walls to explore. And those are walls that the bronze axe couldn't do. Yeah. Yeah. The laser lance, basically, like, that's pretty much my go-to weapon now that I've got him. But of course, there's also one other weapon type that you don't see on that list that you don't get to power up at all, and that's the bazooka. You actually, when you're going through the prologue of the game, you find the bazooka up in Omnitopia, and you use it to destroy the enemies that you see there, which, once you do that, after you beat those enemies, you get in the little escape pod. And the first thing you do when you get in is break the controls, which is why you crash land to the planet down. But with the... yeah, as you can see, like, the bazooka rounds are a lot stronger. But those are the only 30 particle bombs, and the only 30 cryoblasts. I have not found anywhere where I could buy more of those. You can buy more Thunderballs, though. Actually, you can buy those on the south end of town here. Because you actually get the bazooka from Cecil if when he asks if you heard about his exploits. And you say yes. There are certain things that are locked behind the answer you give, or if you have a specific item. Like, you eventually come across a couple bazaars in this game with trade goods, which you can do the standard of get this item to give to this place to get another item type quest. You know, the... not really. He runs the shop quietly in Evermore, in Ebon Keep. And he even mentions Rosa as his wife. I'm pretty sure if he was truly famous in this game, he wouldn't really be having an opportunity to run the shop. Yeah. But using the bazaar, you can get all these items except for the Jaguar Ring and the Energy Core. The Jaguar Ring is the first rare item that you get. It's what allows you to run. But like the rest of this stuff, you can trade different items. Like all these trade goods that I got here listed, I use those to. They're not in the right land to be royalty. They're not at Baron Castle. Plus, I don't think Cecil was ever actually like. I mean, he was a knight, and Rosa was a cleric. So, yeah. But some of these items are actually very useful. Honestly, I probably could actually get rid of this item because there's another one you can swap it out for armor polish, which will probably increase my defense. Because this silver sheath only is useful for my swords. But then you got the Chocobo Egg, which gives you more HP. Not really. I mean, like, it pretty much, like, when in Majora's Mask, when you wear the bunny hood, you can run. Yep. Yep. But you don't have to put any of these things on to use them. They're automatically used. Except for the Jaguar ring, you still have to press A to run. And the running on this game is annoying, but not at the same time. When you're in town and you don't have a weapon on hand, you see my down at the bottom over here, where you got the gauge. As soon as I start running, watch what it does. Goes right down. But before it even starts going down, it cuts in half. So you're limited on your running until... Let's put on a weapon that I can actually charge to level 3. When you have a weapon that you can charge to level 3, you let it charge all the way up. When you start running, it cuts your stamina, which is that bar down there, it cuts it in half. So now, as you see, it's still going up though. That's the big difference. Once you're at level 3, it'll actually still go up while you're charging. So you can run around with a level 3 weapon and actually make use of running. The moment you crash into something and turn though, it will automatically start going back down. It cuts it in half the moment you stop. That's why if you only have a level 2 weapon, you're still going to be limited. Like at level 2, it'll drop it down to 100%, and then it'll start going down. But yeah, the charging up to use for running is actually very useful. That's why it's also important to make sure the weapon that you're going to be using has a level 3, so you can run. Yeah, especially, there's one point in the game where you're going to want a level 3 weapon, and that is the desert. Because, like, you could see on the overworld map how big that desert was. And you have two ways to cross that desert. There's a skeleton in a rowboat that can take you across at the cost of an amulet of annihilation, which you have the opportunity to purchase one when you first arrive to Nobilia, but it costs 10,000 jewels, I think, which pretty much that's probably about all you'd have for money. And if you don't have that, you basically walk across. But also, you can pick those up when you get to the Nobilian Bazaar. And those cost, I think it was 30 bags of rice. And the bazaar has multiple different places to buy bags of rice. As you see, look how long that desert is. And considering it's actually, that whole desert is bigger than the entire plateau by itself. I've actually, this whole playthrough, I've never once used the skeleton on the rowboat to get across the desert. I've always ran it. That was my killed dog. Plus, you don't get any experience for your weapon if your dog takes the kill. No matter how many times you hit the enemy, if you don't get the kill, it don't count. Hey, get back here. Anyway. Maybe I'll show you what you mean, though, with the, time saver. Sorry. Oh, he's overly stronger than you. You got this desert area here, and each of these oases will fill your energy up if you come into it. Yeah, you got this guy right here. Hey, Ralph. You want a lift? Say, sure. Have you got an amulet of annihilation? He'll call you a different name every time he refers to you. But you can just start running. Thing as though there are enemies out here. And this is by no means a short run. What's nice is your dog occasionally will take a swing at an enemy for you. He'll catch up. Heck, up on Omnitopia, your dog can run endlessly without having to worry about its charge gauge. Even if its charge gauge was at 0, it'd still be running. That would be the third of my, oases that I've passed, and I'm still running along this long ass desert. And this is a full run the whole time. Can you imagine having to walk this? Or having to only get like a good 3 seconds of running in every 10 seconds? See? Told you my dog would catch up. Hey, Ralph. Suit yourself, Skipper. It's a long walk. Yeah, can you imagine having to actually run that without? Oh, that was my kill, dog. Squish. The worst part is, I think with Nobilia, it doesn't actually, yeah, this is the bazaar. When you get here, you're actually on a timer for how much time you got to trade before you can, before events get put in motion that you don't have control over. But they will close the bazaar after a certain point in the first time you come in here. Aw. Yeah. It's weird, in prehistoric place, no matter which of the two landing pads you go to, your ship will be there. At least that happened when I was playing around up there. But here it actually only... It's more of a test of their fans to see, you know, how much their fans are, what their fans are willing to put up with. I'll say this though, running down is harder because I can't see as much of the screen. I think I actually might have found a spot I can just run straight down on without having to move. Ah, crap, I let go of the A button. I was gonna use my fast forward button just to test it. Still haven't seen my boat buddy. Hey, how's it going? Oh, I found the boat guy. Hey, Sparky. You want a lift? Suit yourself, Skipper. Not too much going on. I actually already beat this game. Now we're just like chatting and bullshitting about the like different aspects and ideas in the game and some of the gameplay stuff. Yeah, it's just the emulator that I'm using. Because I got the fast forward button set up to my basically my R2 button on my controller, so I can just like tap it real quick and get a quick boost of time speed. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really been paying that much attention to Discord lately, like any of the servers that I'm in. One nice thing about having a fast forward button right now is I don't have to sit and wait for all the cutscene stuff to play through. Alright, well, I was working on... I wonder... Got a couple people streaming. Oh. Yep. This is the place I usually go to, though, when I want to work on upgrading my weapon levels. Which also actually works pretty good for upgrading my alchemy levels, too. Because these guys are so weak. Like, these things are called wimpy flowers, and they only have 18 hit points. So as you see, oh, and sometimes they drop stuff. I should have sold some petals last time I was at a store. Yeah, this is Secret of Evermore for the Super Nintendo. I think the point of the release of this game was to try to appeal to Western audiences who weren't really into like Secret of Evermore or Final Fantasy, because they thought they were too hard. So this was trying to like appeal to the Western audiences with all the Western pop culture references of the time, as well as, you know, like, and it was the 90s. Kids loved going to the movies all the time. So this kid will make a lot of movie references to in-game movie, you know, fake movies from the game's world type thing. I don't think he ever actually references a real movie. Probably from, you know, due to copyright. Yeah, probably. This is a lot more action-oriented. Yeah, and these are like little skeletons, or like, yeah, skeleton snails or something like that. But they only have 30 hit points. I don't think this game ever makes any references to Jim Carrey. Yeah, like any of the movie references the kid makes in this game, it's usually like science fiction or like, well, it's mostly basically science fiction. Well, science fiction or horror, I guess, would be this kid's genre that he likes to watch. Likes adventures and scary things. And they do throw in corny jokes every so often, too. Yeah, you don't get that much. I know the game you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, but I know the one you're talking about. I think it was on the PS1. No, wait, that's Gex. Similar game, but it was a lizard with shades, but... yeah, I do know the game. I think I know what you're talking about. I actually want to go back to Nobilia real quick. Other way. I want to check out something, because there's one item that I rarely ever get in this game through the Bazaar trade, and that is the armor polish. I want to take a look at the... Yeah, he was a gecko, not a crocodile. Yeah, there was Gex on the PlayStation, there was Gex on the 64. Alright, trying to remember where that damn armor polish is. I did not mean to hit that just yet. No, I don't want to do that. Those are bad deals. I don't think I do. A Hexy armor polish. Maybe it's right here. Ah, here we go. Actually, before I do that, let me check my stats. 141 and 43. Let's see what happens when I trade it. Okay, so it's better for my... The armor polish is better to have for my defense compared to the silver sheath, because the silver sheath was only good for swords. Yeah, the armor polish increases the strength of body armor. Yeah, I probably didn't. Alright, let's take a look at something. Yeah, take care. Have a good night. Or day, depending on where you're at. It's only 11:08 here. Oops, excuse me. Yeah, what's nice with the as close as they put the two landing spots for the prehistoric area, they actually made sure that they look different when you land, so you know if you accidentally got to the wrong one. Which they did be based off of something that happens when you're in Nobilia. When you put the diamond eyes into the dog statue in that area, it blows up the statue. And the statue lands over here on the plateau. I really gotta remember to sell those dang pedals. Don't want to sell them in town, though. They're only worth 7 in town. I'm actually probably not going to be on that much longer. I've already been streaming for a few hours. Speaking of which... Yeah, I've already been streaming for 3 hours. Most likely, now that I've already actually beat the game on stream, I'll probably spend my time dicking around doing, like, trying to max out everything. Yeah, he basically, like, he looks more like a prehistoric type dog. This is your first dog you get when you're playing the game. Let me see if I actually have anybody on that I can raid everybody over to. My longest one, I think, was like 14, 15 hours or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna. Let's see. Raid. Bazooka. Right over here. No, I was doing an Ocarina of Time randomizer, and I just wanted to see how far I could get. If I'd actually put another hour and a half onto that, I probably would have. I would have actually beaten the game because I went back onto it the next night, and it only took me 2 hours to finish. Although, as tired as I was when I went to get off, it probably would have taken me more than the 2 hours because I was tired. So I wouldn't have been thinking as clear as I was the next night. Yeah, I'm gonna raid you over to somebody that I watch occasionally, Loba La Toxica. She's streaming, looks like Dead by Daylight. Normally she's actually streaming Apex Legends with another person that I follow. But I guess it's a Dead by Daylight night tonight. That channel has follower or subscriber only chat, though, just to let you guys know. But have a good night, everybody. It's already 1:15. Alright, yep. And away we go.
How to check my hours, like, on, check my hours on the game?